I'm Jim Patton, and I'd like to introduce my course to my peers for this particular class. At the onset of this class, I thought this is going to be simple. I'm going to be Dorothy, put on my red shoes, and begin at the beginning and follow the yellow brick road. But in the early days of this class, I realized one cannot present a face-to-face class in an online format. Potest fumare aqua. It is impossible to shake water. One, and that is me, must turn those old parchment papers and reformat my classes. Hence, my former classes will have more clumps or modules, and those clumps will be highly focused, and as a result of being highly focused, we will have more frequent assessments and fewer and slimmer papers. Some papers or some assignments seem to stress critical thinking, and I happen to believe that papers, however short, can encourage critical thinking. I've decided to break my class down into 9 instructional units, or what I call clumps. And I'm not going to go through this. You know what the shell looks like. You know what your course shells look like. But I have an instructor's plan, which has, it'll have my instructor's plan, personal information. It will also tell you about the grading scheme and the papers that are due. It'll also have a class schedule on there. Here are the units: the Clash of Cultures, First Peoples to Imperial Wars, colony. You can see all of this. It's basically what you have set up for your shell. Also, I have tried to keep all of my information within 1 or 2, no more than 3 clicks from opening the content. I've tried to do this to de-fluff my courses. Sometimes I throw so much information out there, it's like a shotgun, and really what I'm trying to do is to focus that course, not as a shotgun blast, but as an arrow shot straight to the heart of the core. Those modules or clumps will be broken down into subclumps, and I plan on introducing every unit with an introductory video. That introductory video will not repeat word for word what I have in this particular video, or this particular screen, but I will have an introductory video at the beginning of every module. I will also follow that up with a module of outlines and goals and objectives. And so people know this is where we're going, this is how we're going to get there, and this is what we're going to do when we get there. We'll have an assessment at the end of each clump. And I plan on using a weekly video to sum up what went on the past week and to look forward to what's going on the next week. Now, I'm going to do as best I can to pair my clumps with the various chapters or a chapter in Foner's current edition of Give Me Liberty. I do plan on having extra readings because there are some things that I think are extremely important. For example, slavery in the Constitution. Also, if you mention slavery in the Constitution, you have to talk about South Carolina and the Constitution itself. I also have plans to use some subjective questions from time to time that are just going to be pass and fail, pass or fail. You can't do both. But anyway, pass or fail some subjective questions. The grading that we will be doing I'm going to have 6 assessments that are equally weighted at 100 points. 2 Supreme Court cases, just to review, worth 25 points per page. And also in the instructor plan, there will be a view of the paper, the form that I want it to use. I want a reflection paper. There is a video down here. Let's go here. Well, it's actually, let's see. Well, it's in the transatlantic slave trade, and it has to do with the Middle Passage. What happens when a slaver ran out of food for his slaves? I want the people to watch that video and present a reflection on that. I don't care if it's in their own song, lament, whatever, but I want a gut level reaction to that video. We're going to have 2 discussion questions per week. I know that sounds like a whole lot. However, I plan on using those 2 guided discussion points or discussion forums as a means to take attendance. What I'll do is I'll have the class set up where the quiz will start at 8 o'clock in the morning and end at noon. If you take the class, you're there. If you don't take the class, you're not there. Or don't take the assessment, you're not there. And we'll work on according to MCC's guidelines. Now, as far as technology goes, you can tell from this video that I'm 1 step away from the Big Chief tablet. Now, just a minute. There are those of you out there who do not know what the Big Chief tablet is. But in days gone by, when I used to walk to school barefoot, 10 miles each way, uphill both ways, this was our computer, this Big Chief tablet, and we had big hunker pencils that we wrote with. So this was my introduction to technology, the Big Chief tablet. But as my courage increases, I plan to go all out and employ an occasional synchronous class within my semesters. I do plan on linking my videos for chapters from Eric Foner and my own class notes. I plan to link them to various websites so we can just swim in the sea of information. I created a web quest this semester or in this class that I plan to use in my 1301 classes from this point forward. Now, when Franklin D. Roosevelt ran for president in 1932, no, I was not alive at that time. I was not alive until his 3rd administration. When Franklin Delano Roosevelt first ran for the presidency of the United States in 1932, one of the planks of his campaign was a promise to the American people for a program of bold, persistent experimentation. Now, as I said, I was born during FDR's 3rd administration, but I do plan to use technology, and I do plan to enter the 21st century on a better note than it is right now. And I do hope, it is my hope and prayer, that my classes from this point on will be a high point in a student's historical journey. To Nicole and Kayla, thank you very much for your help and encouragement. And to my fellow co-workers and fellow travelers in this adventure of online learning, you have taught me much. You have taught me much, and I am very, very grateful. As the Latins would say, or now the Vulcans would do it this way: be well and prosper. The Latins would say, Vale, be well. So my fellow students, Vale, be well, and God bless.